Season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The best time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Hurrdat Media Network.
Thanks to Jody for having my back at 402-403-9478. Coming in on a Monday, coming in hot. T-Mobile is horrible in Omaha, she said. It drops my calls all the time. My 5G is not good. Sad face, Jody. I don't know. If you look on the T-Mobile commercials on TV or online, the only black chasm for T-Mobile is Nebraska.
Is Nebraska.
It's crazy.
I remember when they first came out, and I loved their commercials when they first came out. Wasn't it like Catherine Zeta-Jones, one of their spokespeople? Mm-hmm. God, I wanted to like them, and they did not cover Omaha.
It was so frustrating.
Kansas City. I think it was Kansas City you could get T-Mobile, but you couldn't in Omaha. And I wanted to because their plans were better than anything that we had.
Yeah.
I think they were the first that had like unlimited data. You have to pay by the minute. And we're like, what is this magical unlimited data
We're
thing?
still playing by the minute phone calls. You know,
right.
What is this? But yeah, and it never covered Omaha. And I don't understand how you can buy something that does not promise to cover you. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, why would they allow you? They should just say, oh, I'm sorry, you can't get service there.
Just tell us. Because I know, because when it first came out, I researched Denver, Minneapolis, Kansas City, even Des Moines.
Yeah.
You couldn't get it. And so we're taking a trip to Denver in 2 weeks. So I can't imagine just being completely off the grid, apparently, or on roaming, whatever, for the whole trip to Colorado.
Are you on an unlimited plan, though?
Oh, yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you roam, but it's still skipping around.
Right. And I'm not happy. I
So
had
you
no
like
choice.
Locked in?
Well, I was Sprint, and Sprint became T-Mobile.
Oh yeah,
and so we got good rates, like we're grandfathered in because
good rates for nothing.
Well, right. It costs us $0 for this garbage.
This is the cheapest trash
It
ever.
is. It is.
Emmy's in the same situation. She was on Sprint and then is now like T-Mobile, and then had a whole bit like it was a whole issue when she went to upgrade her phone that like T-Mobile does it differently, and then like they had to pay
did that
more.
whole thing.
Yeah, it was a huge headache.
Yeah, it was an absolutely huge headache.
Yeah.
But they all are. They're all headaches.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they really are. I'm getting beeped all the time, getting pinged because I've had this phone for like 3 years. And I'm like, it's like a Note 10, and I think they're on 20 now. And so and I'm like, it works fine. Leave me alone. It's paid for.
I know.
And leave me alone. But you can get a new phone for just $5 a month for 24 months. And I'm
Like, who cares if you don't need it?
I don't want a new phone.
Who's your provider?
Verizon.
Okay.
I heard
I've never
Verizon's
had
is
any
the
problems.
best. Yeah. My brother has Verizon too and loves it.
Never had any problems with them, but I'm just I'm PTSD from years past of trying when you bought the new phone, and I know it's not the struggle it used to be because nothing is actually on your phone anymore, right?
For the most part.
For the most part. So transferring is not like it used to be. You have to go in and sit down. They plug it in a room. They take your phone to the back.
Yeah.
And you're like, what are you doing back there with my phone? And they're transferring all your data. And I'm figuring they're copying everything.
Of course they are.
They're copying
because everything I have on my phone is so important that they are going to copy it all. To look at all my
financial
pictures,
data. I'm sure they can get into
all
it.
my cats. Yeah. It is. The transferring is super slick. I mean, I'm not telling anybody anymore that they don't know. It's just like you download an app and it's almost instant. But it's just a pain in the ass. The whole thing.
I'm just going to wait till this thing starts glitching on me, and then I'll do it.
So let's T-Mobile. Let's get some sticks in the middle of Nebraska. Should we?
Just a couple, or
Thanks,
or just pay rent on a couple.
For
whatever.
For the map alone, you'd think because if you're curious about the shape of Nebraska, it is the T-Mobile map with only black.
It's the T-Mobile I can't call from this spot. Shape. It's and there's no other place in America. I think there's like one other place that's kind of sketch for them, but the rest is just Nebraska. I don't know why they hate Nebraska so much.
Yeah.
That's so weird. That's so weird because and everybody else covered. And don't they all just basically use the same towers?
I would think.
I don't know how it works.
I mean, that's what it sounds to me.
I mean,
you're the fact checker.
Oh,
God.
That's right. Yeah, because there's not like in one area there's not like a T-Mobile tower, a Verizon tower, an AT&T. It's like just one tower.
They like rent space, kind of like radio stations.
Yeah,
they rent space on the towers.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking.
I would think it's kind of the same thing. I'm not really sure how that works. So, anywho.
Okay, so you can also get it to us via Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's Pat and JT. Our Josh Hurd episode that we had out yesterday, timing was perfect on that one with the release of the UFO documents and video and everything. And over the weekend, kind of went down some rabbit hole on that this weekend.
Hold on.
Seeing some of these, it's the videos, some of the redacted documents. Like if you're going to release stuff, what are you redacting? Like
there's still, I know there are still some names that are redacted or locations. And I'm not sure if it's because they're still alive or the locations are still hot or what the deal is. But after we talked to him, Intelligent Design, by the way, is the name of his movie. If you get a chance to watch the documentary, COSM is the name of the network. QOSM. I subscribe. Well, you can do a 2 weeks free subscription to COSM, which is Elizabeth Saint's network. Used to be Vidi
Space,
right? And so you can get it on Roku as well. So you can download the app on Roku, and so you can watch. And they've got tons of stuff on there, and they have documentaries, they have series, they have just all kinds of stuff like this. And one of them, documentaries. If you get in the right space in YouTube, you can find these same kind of things. And one of them, it's a series called E.T.'s Among Us. And there's 5, but only 3 are listed on her channel right now. So number 1, 3, and 5, I think, are what's on there. And I watched those. Antarctica comes up.
Of course it does.
How that all, and it's a real thing. It's
yeah.
And it happened before World War II. Was when the movement from Germany to Antarctica that they're talking about. This is a fun.
There was an actual movement from Germany to Antarctica.
And look it up because it is really, it's fascinating. But they have that on there, and they talk about the ETs among us, extraterrestrials among us, and they talk to high level people. I mean, these are military. These are pilots. These are just like you've seen in some other documentaries, talking about the things that they've seen and that they know to be true. But they would never dare breathe a word in public about it because they would be ridiculed.
Yeah. They'd be crazy. People think they're crazy.
Yeah, because that's how it was set up.
Did you see the 60 Minutes special? Recently on aliens, they talked to different Air Force pilots who are like.
Did they have them all in shadow with?
No, it was really them.
They put them out there.
Yeah,
okay.
It was like 6 pilots, and it's the same people who were like, I guess, like testifying to Congress with all the alien stuff now. And my thing after that I kind of heard was the Air Force pilot who sees something funky when on their little just probably routine expedition, they have every incentive to not come back to the base and say I saw something crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
You just with the Air Force and
you just swallow it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You have every incentive to not tell people, but the fact that they did and they were going on 60 Minutes and testifying in front of Congress,
They're putting themselves out there.
They're
big
really
time.
putting themselves out there.
Yeah.
So it's one of the it'll be crazy to see how this develops.
It's interesting is one of the theories that comes out in one of those episodes. She's talking about seeing how the beings are described across the board relatively the same. It's as if we sent out a memo. So all of you people potentially being abducted, here's your descriptor for the alien beings, right? It's like they all basically have the same descriptor. And they're saying that so some people believe that isn't it possible that they aren't coming down here to survey us and to learn about us. They're coming down to check on us.
Oh, like check in their garden.
Right?
Yeah.
That when we see them, we're always like, why did they look just like humans? Why do they look like humans? Maybe they don't look like humans. Maybe we look like them.
Yeah.
Flip that script.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Right? And that they're saying that of all the aliens, this is another really, and I mean, talk about stretching your imagination, that there was a concerted effort to populate the planet as an experiment. And so there was DNA used from several different species to develop the human species.
Whoa.
Right?
Whoa.
Right?
Yeah.
And that there was an atom.
Do you think
that was the initial one that was made?
That's interesting.
And that they implanted the memories of building the when I tried the pyramids. That those memories, those stories were given to us, so to speak, but they were built by the aliens.
Going from T-Mobile to that.
Think of that.
Hard left.
And that's how you get 5G.
That is how you get 5G. But then, okay, so for the longest time, do you think they really, in their alien heads, thought they messed up? Because every time they came to America or whatever, they landed on top of some bait store in Arkansas, and they butt-diddled some naked guy. And they're like, we messed this whole population. That's the representative. So, like, what?
That whole description right there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't you think they're like, you guys need to
know,
try harder because this is not a good sampling.
We know, though, that the sightings go back further than 1940. They go back further. It's just the means of letting other people know. We didn't have television. We didn't have radio.
Yeah.
We had radio, but we didn't have phones. And everything was newspapers that were in print. Nobody's going to print that. But that there were, because like you see cave drawings, you see old drawings, and you see what looks like spaceships in the
it's
in the
weird.
sky.
Yeah.
And they were showing those in this as well. And I'm
Would
like,
you go if somebody rolled up on in the cul-de-sac and like we're there, like it was legit?
Nah.
Would you go?
I don't think I would go. No.
I would fight it.
Not after hearing the stories from the people that say that they got taken and hearing what happened to them when they were on the ship.
Well, did you see the lady last week? I was listening to Jeff Lewis live over the weekend. Last week they were talking about a lady who's coming out, wants to normalize interplanetary relationships because she's been dating an alien for a minute.
Just say yes.
There's this whole like fetish, if that's a okay word to use.
Oh, yeah.
With
Why
that
not?
and like
Like people that dress up.
YouTube videos.
Is that like the furries?
It's like the furries. Yeah. Yeah. So I watched this YouTube video. It's this whole channel, and I've sent it to you before. But he like is a kind of fake journalist and goes around and just goes to crazy places and interviews the crazy people who are there. Like and each setting is very different. One of my favorite episodes is the AVN conference, which is like an adult film conference where you can meet your favorite star. And then there's a whole category.
When you said avian, we weren't thinking
Avian.
birds.
You're thinking birds.
Oh.
AVN.
Yeah.
It was like birds. There's a bird fetish. God.
There's a fetish for
feathers.
everything.
There's a fetish for
Feathers, of
everything.
course. Okay.
But there's a category at this
adult
AVN
video network or something like
it's
that.
something
right?
like that, yeah. Where it's like the alien toys and costumes, and then this guy's going around asking people. So I'm not surprised.
What do you do like in your early years, your early sexual development, where like that's like whatever anymore? I need an alien helmet. I need to be strapped to the back of a rocket ship to even have any sort of.
Isn't there like there's a whole genre of movies like in the 70s or something where they're in like Godzilla costume and like take her hostage.
Oh yeah.
Type thing, but they're
So
in
weird.
a right.
It's just so weird.
Sci-fi to the max.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
So Jill, you think like the stories of people getting abducted in the New Mexico desert, like aliens came, grabbed people to study, and then returned them?
And I do think that just based on what they were showing, I mean, it'll definitely make you question what you were taught because they showed several pictures and videos of crash sites. And,
of course. I mean, and it makes total sense. And if these people, whatever they are thousands of years ahead of us in technology, they're not just stumbling on us going, oh, look what we found. What are these things? They obviously, they have a history with us that we don't even know about. They have to.
Right?
No.
And
They have to.
whether they planted us, your garden, or or they found us and they're like, we're going to keep our eye on that one, kind of thing. I'm not really sure, but it just, it's just fascinating that the crash sites, though, that explains to a degree why Roswell was so shrouded in secrecy and just to the point of being, so it's like the more you do that, the more I want to know. It's like the more you guys talk, the more I want to hear more about this. That and same way with Area 51, that you can't even see it on Google.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Yeah.
I mean, who's big enough to say Google?
Yeah. It's the boyfriend or girlfriend or that doesn't want you anymore. And the more they don't want you, the more you want them.
Yeah.
So if they would just give us some little
Fess up.
tidbits of info, it's like whatever. We wouldn't even care.
Yes.
So if aliens are smart enough to like get here and plant us and like have us be a little ant farm, why would they ever crash on Earth?
I would have to say, well,
It could still happen.
I think it's still happening.
Yeah, because they still have
gonna be-
idiot mechanics on other planets too. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yes, I
Right.
do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
Right? Yeah. Sure, I know exactly. What you mean.
Yeah.
But it does. I mean, it would make sense that there would have to be. But then again, then if there's crash sites as infrequent as our planes crash, and to think that there have been spaceship crashes, then you have to wonder how many of them have been here, if they have been here.
I'm sure.
I know for some people right now, your eyes are rolling
There's
back in your
there's
head
only
right now.
like 3
But-
people listening. That's it. They're all gone.
And I apologize. It's just fun to entertain the idea.
Oh, it 100% is.
Like the underwater bases,
Yes.
right? That we kind of touched on that with Josh a little bit. That there are photos from naval ships, photos of whatever you want to call them, coming up out of the ocean and going, and they're not ours. And also going into the ocean.
And are these like the objects that Congress is looking at that like can dive underwater and then go right back up? Yeah, yes. And like go 2,000 miles an hour against wind and crazy things.
Yeah.
Yes, and they're trying to reverse engineer some of these things that they have discovered or come across or seen. And they can't.
Yeah, because we didn't build them.
We didn't build it.
No.
We didn't build that.
So let's bring it back to reality.
Olympics.
Talk about you moved this weekend.
I moved this weekend. Yeah.
Oh my God! Yay!
Yeah. Moving in with a girlfriend, which is exciting.
With a girlfriend or your girlfriend?
My girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
The way you said that was kind of very moving in with a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Which one? How'd you choose?
Yeah.
Only one to choose from.
Yeah.
Yes. And first time I've lived with a woman.
How's that? Well, it's
Overall,
only been a couple days, though, right?
It's been so my lease like went longer than hers, so she's been there for 4 weeks, and I've been like kind of there for 4 weeks.
Okay.
Overall, it's pretty good. Some of the stuff moving in when we were like decorating, she's like, "Oh, the dresser has to go in the closet because it'll look cute there," and so I have to like prop the doors off of the wall and like unscrew brackets to get it there. I was like, I don't know, I'm fine if this doesn't look too cute.
Does she ask you for decorating advice
All the time.
Are you a good decorator?
I trust her enough. I'm decent, but she's really good.
Is she? Do you think she's doing it to be nice?
A lot of being nice.
Yeah.
And
is it rude? Because I've thought about this a lot because I am awful and Beth is great, and I've told her a couple times like, listen, it's not like I don't have an opinion. I just don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So if you just want to do it and tell me what to do here and there, I'm totally fine with that. But I don't want to come off as like I'm not involved.
Yeah.
But I don't want to give her bad advice because sometimes I literally just throw out answers. I have no scientific backing on a reason why this looks cute here
Or
and
you
that
literally
looks there.
don't care.
Oh, I do care. I just don't know.
Come on.
Oh, and I don't
There are
care.
some
No,
things
I don't care.
I don't care. That doesn't affect me. You want to put it there? That's fine.
100%.
I don't care. That works for me.
If you say it looks good, I'm all down.
I'm kind of that way. Kind of. I might be a little more in charge than that, though. I guess.
Might.
Yeah.
I mean, does this look good? Yes, it does. Poof. And we'll put it there.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
no,
Easier.
that's interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
so
So is the dresser in the closet?
It's in the closet. And it was about an hour and a half long ordeal to get it in the
my
closet,
God.
but it's there. It's
So
there.
who's
That's
now
awesome.
moving in? You've been there on and off for 4 weeks, but now you're in there full time. Is like the cleanliness situation? Are you a
It's only
clean
been 2
guy?
days.
I'm not nearly as clean as Emmy.
Okay, so are you going to step up your game, or is you going to bring her down?
So she may come down like one notch, and I have to step it up about 15.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's a non-negotiable.
Yeah, but usually a good thing. Usually when that happens, like guys raising up is something that needed to happen anyway.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Yeah, exactly. And I was living with like 3 guys, and it was like
Oh my God,
very good
yeah.
friends, and like part of me is like the frustration, no longer living with the boys.
Right.
Yeah.
But overall, it's like me stepping up is like.
Do you have like your space in the house? Or you kind of put yours.
Kind of. Like so that my dresser went in the closet, and then I got to deck up the closet. So the closet.
I love that.
I got
the closet with a big dresser in it. Yeah,
It's my little. Where's Nick? He's just sitting in the closet.
just in the closet.
He's just
hanging
over
out
there, just reading a
Yeah.
magazine.
So last week I learned something about Pat that my entire month was made.
Really?
Yes. So I was going through old Pat and JT YouTube clips, and then saw Pat as a boy. Like
Yeah.
You found all my
branded.
old vlog guy things that I forgot. I put them on private on YouTube and totally forgot about them.
Oh my God!
And it's
Oh,
amazing.
you found him because you have his log. You have
Yeah,
the login
exactly.
for us, right?
Exactly.
So he's
Yeah.
well to explain. You're going through all this old stuff, trying to clean up our YouTube channel.
Yeah. Yes.
Because we haven't been using it like we
Yeah.
should.
You have like
And,
6,000 subscribers. I had no idea.
3,000.
I am so
3,000,
Oh,
sorry.
I'm
But
so
still.
sorry. I am
Yeah.
so sorry because we should be paying attention to them.
Yes.
And so we will be. That's why
Yes,
you're doing
exactly.
what you're doing.
Yes.
But unfortunately, kind of like cleaning a closet. Once you get in it, then you start going through the boxes, and then you start looking at pictures, and then before you know it, it's like 2 days have gone by and you haven't done shit because you're sitting here looking through this
Right.
box of pictures.
Yeah.
So you got into the Pat as a Boy series videos.
Yes, and I asked Pat why, like, what's Pat as a boy all
What
about?
is Pat as a
Yeah.
boy?
And it was it's a story from the early radio days with you two.
Yeah.
So I will let
With
Pat
Nelly.
describe it.
Yeah,
but-
with Nelly. It was
It
just
was
a
Nelly.
super. We were gonna interview Nelly. He was coming to town, and when we brought him
just
on,
started.
Yeah, it was like 6 months in. And we were bringing him on the show via phone. He's like, "What's up, JT and baby girl Pat?" and was like just silence. I'm like,
Pat is
Pat
a
is
boy.
a boy. He goes, oh, Pat is a boy.
Oh,
so
Pat's
then
the
from
boy.
that point
Pat's
forward
the
is
boy.
JT's the girl, Pat's the boy.
And that's why your handles on most everything is Pat is
Pat's
a
a
boy.
boy.
Yeah.
And when I heard that's the backstory for like Pat's a boy, it's kind of like when you're driving a car and you learn there's a fifth gear. Like, I didn't know Pat was this cool.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Pat is this cool because
Sweet
Nelly
baby
thought I
girl
was a
Pat.
chick.
Yeah. So from now on all of my appearances, I'm only going to refer to you as Pat. Pat's a boy.
Pat's a boy.
Pat's a boy. Pat's a boy.
We used, and then for years, well, till this day, when we do any kind of a phone conversation with anybody, it's always, hey, hi, da da da, it's Pat and JT, and Pat's the boy, so that you know it's just like,
Inherently, you think that it's just inherent. Somebody will always mess it up, and doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I've never cared, but I just always thought it was funny that my uncle Pat Swayze, Patrick Swayze, and the rest are like really cool aunts
That's
that are named Pat.
that's a Patrick.
Patrick Swayze, right?
Patrick Swayze. But then then you've got a bunch of girl Pats,
Yes, a ton.
and then Pat on SNL.
The bane of my existence when I was young.
Did you ever see Pat on SNL?
No,
He's
but
androgynous.
You might look up Pat on SNL.
on SNL.
Yeah, just go ahead.
Because this hit when I was probably 16, 17, 18. So things were still
How about
stuff was
16?
still changing.
Right here.
Pat.
Yes. That's
I'm
him.
Pat. You don't know boy, girl,
and
boy, girl.
Throughout like the 2 or 3 seasons that Pat was on there, you never found out if Pat was a girl or a boy ever.
Ever.
Because he just danced the line of both.
That
Right?
is hilarious.
It was yeah.
So because I told that story to my roommates, just like, oh, one of my coworkers, Nelly called him a girl, and like it was just
It
funny.
does sound pretty thug.
No, it's cool because Nelly and Nelly is like a cultural icon now.
Yeah. And was not at the time.
I'm sure.
Had one album out, I think, at the time. Country Grammar? Was
Yeah.
it Country
I
Grammar?
Way
think
to
it
know
just
your
came
hip
out, yeah.
hop.
I want to say, I'm down.
No,
there.
she
Yeah.
just knows what country grammar is. Not the album, just country grammar down in the
Yes.
holler.
Yeah, it's down the creek.
Yeah, right. She's
Down-
not that cool.
Down by we don't have hollers, we have cricks. But
My bad.
Funny.
Yeah, so it was the fact that stuck for all this forever.
yeah, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. It really is. So so you got into the videos, and did you learn a lot about Pat then in the videos?
I learned so much about both you two and your show in general, and I'm excited. We're definitely going to do something with these old videos, and I think potentially re-release them and talk about specific ones.
That
on
would
the
be
show.
awesome, honestly.
Be super
'cause
awesome.
Some of them, because you got the kids, and some of them.
It's crazy. We were watching some of them
When
on
they were
Friday,
little guys,
and it
little
was
kids.
it's doing it back. It was fun. I kind of got encouraged to do it by the radio station. They're like, you should do
we
extra
had to, 'cause
content.
You had to do that, and they expected also for us to write a blog.
Yes,
That
which
was the
I'm-
other thing. And at the time, the way our website was set up, it was just one long scroll. There were no tabs.
Oh my gosh! Okay,
It was
even in
it was
2010. That's a terrible website.
terrifying.
Yeah.
And this was probably prior to that.
Probably, yeah. They wanted us to do a blog like from the beginning. And we're
They
like,
kept trying to get that,
I
and
ain't
that was
writing.
writing. I
No.
don't write. I don't write.
That was before Grammarly, not writing.
Right.
yeah,
Yes.
100%.
I would have maybe considered with Grammarly, but anyway. So yeah, that'd be.
And I didn't think
awesome
that
to
looking.
use it.
I think I ended like at 110. I did like 3 a week or whatever. I don't remember
Okay.
like the span. 2 years maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
But it was
from 2010 to like halfway through 2011.
I didn't realize at the time while I was doing it how cool it'd be to go back and see the kids at that age. Mm-hmm. It is.
Well, it
pretty
is. It's
awesome.
like a time vault or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Which is kind of.
because it was
crazy.
before. It was
Yeah.
before. I mean, Twitter was around, but it
Time
was
capsule.
before
That's what I was saying.
Instagram and Snapchat and all that stuff. So it's
Yeah.
like you have this archive of videos on an app somewhere. It's kind of cool.
And it was also very early days of vlogging, and you were really good at it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It was like I'm a huge David Dobrik guy, and it reminds me of him. Just good vlogging, engaging. You're funny.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I if you could tell, I just took everything I possibly could from Casey Neistat. Like I loved that. I watched because I still do. I love him. I think he's great.
You
Yeah,
still,
yes.
Well, that's why you were at Casey's.
Casey's, yeah, sitting in the parking lot crying because he drove past the day before.
This goes a little beyond being a fan.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
has been 11 years of this.
Yeah, I'm sitting there at Casey's dressed up like an alien, waiting for Casey to come by.
Yeah.
But no, that's cool. So we'll in the next
Yeah.
couple months or whatever, we'll figure out what we're gonna do with those things.
Exactly,
And,
yeah.
Have you seen you've seen the duck call?
The duck call is
I'm bringing the duck call back. By the way,
I think you should explain real
I
quick.
still have the duck. call.
Yes. Explain the duck call.
I just found a duck call. I got a duck
At a
call
garage
at a
sale.
garage sale for like $3. And my dad has a million duck calls, but there was something special about this duck call.
Yeah, the $3
And
one.
so I brought it to work, and I just started hiding the camera and scaring people when
Can we
they
just
walk
say
around the corner.
because this was like at 4 a.m.
Oh yeah,
It was dark in the studios and dark in the station. You've
Absolutely
got like
fantastic.
how many morning shows that were dribbling in to come in to do their
Yeah.
work. And so he would hide it behind furniture, under tables.
and it's a sound. It's not like it's a door. It's like a door slamming. It's like a sound that you don't normally hear in a building at 4 a.m. So it's jarring.
It's a duck.
Oh God, it was funny.
And my God, you've had spilled coffee, lots of cuss words.
Our producer
Yeah.
Whit at the time was carrying a hot cup of coffee, and
yes.
you saw that, and it literally had like burns on his hand. It was
The way he
hilarious.
spilled it, I was like, he screams. I was like, I bet that did hurt.
Yeah.
I bet that did hurt. And then in that
we
video,
should bring those back too.
Oh yes, yeah.
When we get into the office all together, heads up.
Yeah, I'm not uber excited about that one. And there's one of Jill who just kind of jumped, and then it must have been a producer or something. Had like a 4-second delay. Like you do it, and he looks, and then
That was
screams.
Dave Winger.
Dave Winger.
Yeah, it took him a while to process because I think he thought he was gonna die.
I think so too.
Yeah, so he didn't know what
Yeah.
to do with that.
I think you basically annoyed me is when he would do it because I was like, oh,
Yeah, that was exact. Yes,
Because no
Your
matter how
reaction
tough
there was
anybody is,
exactly.
you get like it's startling, and then
Yeah.
you instantly get pissed.
Yeah.
because you got me.
Yeah.
Again, and I can't get the damn duck call away
It's
from you.
fantastic, I've gone through I think 4 moves.
You
since
haven't
then.
lost it.
Nope, it's in our junk drawer right next to the measuring tape. It's sitting right there. It's right there by the
I'm
fat
surprised
boy or whatever it's called.
nobody has grabbed it and used it on you. That's so weird.
No.
Future YouTube content.
Yeah. And I get scared super easy too. So
Interesting.
all right.
One fact check real
Yeah.
quick. I tried to do research on the whole why T-Mobile isn't in Nebraska.
Thank
and
you. Wow. While he was
I didn't even know
talking.
you were doing that.
Yes. And there's only forums of people like saying it's there, but like no one has addressed the issue. Potential conspiracy theory. It's the aliens. It's the aliens.
Oh, it could be.
We're dome.
Yeah.
The dome.
Oh
dome.
God, here we go.
Yeah.
The dome. God, I love that show. I did. I love that show. That was a good show. It ended badly, but it was a good show. Okay, so
all
anyway,
right.
we covered a lot of
We covered
territory there.
everything.
A bunch of ground.
From
right
T-Mobile
there.
to furries to
Yeah.
Nelly, it's been a big show. It's been a big show. 402-403-9478. We'd love you to text us, or it's Pat and JT on social.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.